Oh, the intense UV radiation has made me delusional. I'm a monkey.
I'm a froggy, and I'm frogging.
The time has come. Recently, the Hugh Neutron DLC for Nick Brawl was finally released, giving us some proper Jimmy Neutron representation without, you know, Jimmy Neutron himself. Given he's a main character, you would have thought we would be getting him first, right? Well, instead, we got the Battle of the Meme Kings, I guess? And true story on this, but when I booted up the arcade mode with Hugh for the first time, it gave me Nigel Thornberry. Of all the characters in the game, it had to be him. But it's funny because this was going to be the main joke of the video, so this worked out pretty well for me. I don't know, it's still very surreal to me that this is even a thing. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into my review for the long-awaited Hugh Neutron DLC. For starters, the Hugh DLC is the second payable DLC, which costs $5 US, the same as Jenny Wakeman's DLC for My Life as a Teenage Robot. And what's included? Well, Hugh obviously, a brand new stage called Duck Duck Pie, and a new skin featuring Hugh with a duck hat. Now, I know this is a reference to one of the show's episodes, and apologies if I don't know which one it is. And that's because I'm not well versed with the Jimmy Neutron lore like some of the other Nicktoons I cover on the channel. Believe me, I really enjoy the Jimmy Neutron series, but unfortunately it's one of the shows I haven't gotten the chance to fully revisit yet. With that said, I did manage to catch a few references that I do remember from certain episodes. Hugh's neutral strong attack is Flippy the Puppet from the Attack of Twonky special, not the game, the special.
Hey, Braver, hand me my leg, will you? The other one.
Hugh's up strong attack is, well, I'll let him say it.
I will live!
Yeah, this one originates from the Return of the Nanobots episode, and so does his hang glider from the same episode. Hugh's losing animation is straight from the Jimmy Neutron movie, and I was actually laughing so hard when I first seen this, because A, it's absolutely ridiculous, and B, it was one of the few things I actually remembered, despite not having seen the movie in years. So yeah, really good stuff. And of course, I have to acknowledge the motorcycle in the room. It originates from the Make Room for Daddy-O episode in the show's first season, and this move becomes one of the most satisfying yet broken moves I have ever seen in a platform fighter game. I mentioned before that Jenny's Mighty Mallets move was completely broken due to how big of a range it covers and the ability to continually spam the heck out of it. Yeah, this is definitely much funnier, as you can just go back and forth all day long, and there's almost nothing anyone can do about it. Unless they've got items anyway, then they can just knock them off the motorcycle. This move also has a tendency to self-destruct the player off the platform and into the shadow realm if they're not careful. The same goes for the pogo stick move, which can be just as, if not more, satisfying. So basically how this works is, if you land on an opponent, you'll get another bounce. As long as you keep doing that, you'll be bouncing like there's no tomorrow, and it's great. I should mention that this is technically one of Jimmy's inventions from the show, along with this lightsaber looking one. Like Jenny, Hugh's got an insane and rather absurd up special, which can be a bit distracting if anyone happens to notice it. This is one of those things that's legit funny, but you don't know why it's funny, and you laugh at it anyways. But for all intents and purposes, even though Hugh is a great character, and surprisingly shares some similarities to Garfield with the pies and whatnot, there is one tiny issue I have with Hugh as a character, and that's his double jump. While everyone's double jumps are the standard and get the job done in as little time as possible, Hugh's double jump feels very similar to Yoshi's in Smash Bros. And I suck with Yoshi, despite getting a bunch of them to trample Sonic. I don't know, this is the only thing that throws me off about Hugh's moveset, but I'll still play as him from time to time regardless. As for Hugh's stage, Duck Duck Pie, yeah? I'd kinda imagine we're playing inside Hugh's mind at this point, and while it's a bit weird to look at and you might get some funny reactions from anybody watching you play it, alongside seeing Hugh's overall moveset, I do feel this stage is a bit weaker than Tremerton Joyride, which acted as sort of a love letter to the My Life as a Teenage Robot series, with its transitioning backgrounds and the numerous characters and references in the background. This one feels kinda like most of the other stages in the game, except with a duck flying around. Wait, is this the duck from Duck Hunt who also appears in Smash Bros? I'm looking way too deep into this. But while the stage isn't too special for me, there is a part that I honestly wasn't expecting to be as good as it turned out to be: the music. It's this odd combination of choir music that sound like they're saying ducks and pie with some duck sounds, because of course there is. More of a focus on electric instruments toward the start, which is typical for the Jimmy Neutron series, and even a cappella, which gave me some massive Crash Twinsanity vibes. And given how much I really enjoyed that game, this is okay in my book. Either way, I think this was a pretty good DLC, and got a good bit of laughs out of it, and if you ain't tried it yet, go pick it up. You'll have a fun time with it, especially if you're a longtime Jimmy Neutron fan, and hopefully we do get Jimmy Neutron himself at some point. But who knows, with the THQ Nordic Showcase happening this Friday, a week after Hugh's DLC for Nick Brawl dropped, we could very well see them announce a remake for Jimmy Neutron Attack of the Twonkies, alongside a new trailer for SpongeBob Cosmic Shake. Don't know if it'll happen, but it seems pretty reasonable to assume it will, despite the two different publisher and Nickelodeon ultimately owning the rights thing. And before I go, I want to show you guys this amazing piece of concept art for Nick Brawl, which features characters that aren't in the game yet, like Wanda from Fairly OddParents, a Rocket Power rep, and of course, Jimmy Neutron himself. This was made by Christopher Neer, who was uncredited in the game's credits, but went on to do the final cover art for the first Nick Kart Racers and Nick Brawl. He posted this on his Instagram account over a month ago, saying this was prior to the game being created, and was to create a buzz for the concept of the game amongst the studio executives. Basically meaning some of the characters that are here but aren't present in the final game were just ideas at this point in development. And as we all know, there were a very small number of characters that were basically off limits due to global licensing issues. The Fairly OddParents being a good example, with Nelvana International still owning the rights to the show's first 5 seasons, resulting in the show airing on Disney Channel in some countries. But that doesn't seem to be an issue with Teenage Robot and Danny Phantom, because Nelvana also has international distribution for those, and also Chalk Zone, which has had little to no video game appearances whatsoever. But anyways, I think I've rambled on for long enough. As usual, what do you guys think about the Hugh Neutron DLC, and what DLC has been your favorite thus far? Be sure to leave everything down in the comments section below, and as always, I've been Blue Knight. Thank you guys so much for watching and for the constant support. I'll see you guys back here next time.